All right, welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody had a great Christmas and New Year. Um, we are going to tie a few flies today, um, and they're going to be kind of like crawfish and/or crabby type patterns. Something that you can use for redfish and obviously for a lot of other things, including bass, etc., etc. So without further ado, let's get to it. Let me just make sure this mic is keyed up and working. It is. All right. So hook, we're basically going to tie the same fly in different colors. So we're going to use the Owner Aki, or however you say that, hooks 1/0. And as you can see, I've only got three, including this one that's in here. I am ordering some more. In fact, I just ordered some more this morning. I ordered 1/0 and 2/0. I absolutely love these hooks. Hookup ratio is unbelievable. I did notice today when I tried to order them that they're kind of hard to come by. A lot of places don't have them in stock, so apparently I'm not the only one who likes them. But I was able to find some digging around on the internet, so I've got some 1/0 and 2/0 coming. Start off just laying a little thread base here. We're not going to go all the way back with it for now. You can use whatever color that you would like. This first one is going to be a sort of brown and orange color, so we're going to use this sort of beige thread here. And I just want to let everybody know too that this live stream I've noticed is just slightly delayed, so if you do post something in the chat, just know that it may not show up to me immediately. All right, for this we're going to use, normally I use bee chain eyes, but for this we're going to use a little bit heavier. If you see that there, and we're just using black. This is from Sightcast, by the way. If I can get it out of the package. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get a couple of wraps on it that way, and then we'll worry about leveling it up. I'm using a little bit heavier eye on this, only because this fly, I want it to sink and want it to get down, stay on the bottom. I am going to just drop a little bit of super glue. Oop, that is a little bit much on this from the start, which I don't normally do, but these larger eyes tend to roll around, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to help get it locked in. See if I can get this camera to focus back again. Come on now. Work with me, work with me. There we go. Alright. Okay, go ahead and get my wraps on this. Do some figure eights. And then go some over and unders to really lock down that thread. Alright. Now for this, we're going to go to the bend of the hook, because where I want to tie in this, we're going to use these rabbit zonker strips, and well, we're not going to use that color now, but we're going to use this color. I want them to kind of face, up, and then also splay out. So we will start off with some hot tipped silly legs from Orvis, root beer with orange tip, and we're just gonna take one of these, and it's actually gonna be doubled over. So I'm going to tie it back kind of far because I want the orange tip to be facing out. Trim this off. All right, next we're going to take this Petite Estes or Estes, I'm not sure how you say that, and root beer color. It's just this right here. And one of the main reasons for this is this will build up a little bulk right here, because we're just going to put it right there. You'll see. And so when we tie in the rabbit zonker strips, that bulk will help it splay out like claws. So we'll go ahead and tie this in if I can catch it. Well, it's not working with me. Alright, so we'll just wrap this here. And we're going to kind of wrap it almost on top of itself a little bit, not much, and that's just to build up the bulk, because that's all we're looking for with this. And go ahead and capture that. And we'll cut this off. I've already tied one of these in this color, so I'm going to go ahead and put this stuff up because that's going to be the only time we use that. So anyway, alright, that's what we have so far. Get that camera to focus back again. If it would stop focusing in on my shirt. I'm sorry, apologize. I was just trying to get this camera to focus and it will not. Alright, there we go. Alright, so you see a little bit like what we have right there. Next, what we're going to get is this is the hairline barred, black barred rabbit strips crawfish orange. Alright, so what you want to do, you can splay these out any way you would like. But what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to get a measurement on it, and I'm pretty much, because you want these the same, I'm going to basically cut it about the length of the shank of the hook. And then I'll come back and measure it again to get the other one the same length. And that's pretty close there. We'll go ahead and cut this. Alright, so basically this is what we're left with. If I can get them to hold two strips that are pretty even. Alright, now what I'm going to do is cut some of the fur off, just this little back piece. I'm sorry, I'm not holding that right where you can see it. I'm going to cut this fur off here, just on the tip, and that's because that's going to be where we wrap it in, tie it in at. And we'll do the same for the other one. All right. Now we'll start by tying these in. What we want to do, or at least what I want to do, is tie this where it's, see if I can hold it where you can see. I want the fur out, and then I want it tied slightly down in the vise, but that'll be facing up basically on the actual fly, the way it sits in the water. Alright, so we got that one. We're going to tie this in right behind where that where we made that little bump on the estes, or estaz, however you say it, and that will cause that to splay out, as you'll see in just a second. my vise is all jacked up right now. Alright. Oh gosh. It's not cooperating with me very well. Just trying to get these even. Taking my time with that. Alright, that should be good. And we'll go ahead and tie that in. Alright. And that's our claws there. If you can see that. Might tie that a little bit more forward. Alright. Now we're going to tie in the body. And what I'm using for this is the EP brush, and I'm using the craft fur 3-inch. You could probably get by with using something that's not as long, but I'm going to cut it down, and I want some of this craft fur to actually stand out here as part of kind of the claws. You'll see when I cut it. But this is the sand/brown color. So again, you can use whatever colors you feel like will work in your area. I thought I had a smaller piece in here, but guess not. Well, this stuff I found can be a little bit difficult to kind of work with, so just because it's so long, it's easy to get trapped on itself. Oh, I need this has actually got 2 pieces in it. Okay. Alright. So here we have it. Big thing with this, like I said, is it has a tendency to want to wrap on itself. You kind of want to keep it from doing that if you can. I'm going to try to pull this back, mainly because it's so long. Alright, so now we'll start wrapping this in. Again, just start working these fabrics forward, or the material I should say. And we'll pick some of this out with the brush. It's going to kind of look like a mesh right now, but that is to be expected. capture that. Get my bad scissors, if I can find them. Cut this off. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put all this stuff up. All right. 1 second. All right. So now I'm gonna pull all this back. Make sure I get all that. All right. So get my whip finish tool. Go ahead and tie this off, and then we start the cutting. Alright, so that should do it for that. Now for the finishing touches for this fly anyway. Looks like an utter mess, but we're going to fix that. So first thing we're going to do is get my little my flea brush. Pick out all this fabric. I keep saying fabric. This I'm going to pick out all this material. All right. Now for the cutting. So what we'll do, I'm going to start off, we're going to lift this up on the top of the hook. And we're going to kind of cut this straight across. And my mic turned off, so I'm not sure what point that got cut off. Apologize, everything's a disaster today. I was able to finally get this thread in there. All we're going to do is we're going to start off with a purple thread, just because the fly is going to be purple. Again, you can kind of do whatever color you choose. Same thing, we're going to start off with this lead eyes from Sightcast. Medium black. Drop a little bit of super glue there. Like I said earlier, it's just because these lead eyes tend to roll a little bit more than other things, than the V chain eyes. Make sure that's level. It's pretty good. Do some figure eights. And then we'll do some over and unders just to really lock it down. Alright. Just lay down a little thread base. Alright, start off with a silly leg. I'm going to use for this, we'll use purple silly legs from Old Florida Fly Shop, and it's, sorry this is not focusing, but it is going to be with blue. It's going to have blue flake. I'm trying to show you that. There it goes, blue flake. Purple with blue flake. Again, we'll just get one of these and we'll double it over. And this one, the color is consistent throughout, so it doesn't matter where you tie this in at. It's not hot tipped or anything like that, so that part does not matter like it did on the other one, but we are going to tie it back from the back just to give that craft fur a little something to hold on to. Alright, go ahead and snip that. Alright, so we will tie in the little bump to keep that our claws to allowing our claws to splay out, and we're going to use Same thing as the previous fly, just different color. It's going to be this petite Estes, and it's going to be purple. Alright, so we just, oh shoot, I came all the way back, didn't need to do that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and wrap this in. Again, just kind of build up a little bulk there. Alright, we'll clip this off now that we got it tied in. Alright, there you have it. Now, for the claws, again, same thing. This time we're going to use black barred rabbit strips, bright purple. This piece did not come cut very well. But we'll take care of that. All right. Again, we'll cut this kind of like more or less the length of the shank of the hook. And then we will match that. Cut another one. Again, we'll cut a little bit of fur off the tip, and that's just to have a good place to tie it down to the hook. And this piece here is kind of actually, we're going to cut another piece because that piece, the fur is kind of all messed up, so Again, we'll cut a little bit off just to have a solid place to tie it down. All right. Tie this in. Again, we want the claw kind of facing down. Down on the vise, but it'll be up in the water. Tie this other one in here. Make sure they're more or less even. Okay, that looks pretty good. Go ahead and tie this in and lock it down. Okay, that's what we've got so far. Now going back to the tying in the body, which is going to be EP brush craft fur 3-inch, and this is purple and black, the favorite color of Louisiana redfish. Should have had all this stuff prepared beforehand, out of the package, cut, that sort of thing, but I did not do that, so it is what it is. Alright, so we'll get a piece of this out. Make sure we just get one. Alright, that's what it looks like there. Alright, go ahead and tie this in. I have to cut this off a little bit. A little bit more. Alright, again, we'll start wrapping this, pulling the material forward, trying to keep it from laying down on itself as much as possible. Kind of working it forward. Again, we'll pull this out with the flea brush at the end, but try to help it out as much as possible. Go ahead and lock that in. Pull all that forward. You've got to be kidding me. My thread just snapped. As long as it took me to get that in there. Apologize, fellas. And of course it does it right at the end when we're about to tie it off and be done. All right, we're back in business. Go ahead and finish this off with whip finish. Alright, and we'll cut this. Also cut this piece here. Alright, now we'll go ahead and start brushing up all this material. Alright, now for the cut. Oh, I forgot we need to cut this little wire, what was left off. Get my bad scissors and do that. All right. Cut this along the bottom of the shank of the hook. Make sure you don't cut your antenna or your rabbit zonker strips. Make sure that we leave some of this off to the side, and then we'll cut the top. Now the sides, cut that kind of at an angle, and I like it to run into the zonker strip, the rabbit zonker strip, just not quite as long, if that makes sense. Bit of a straggler here. All right. There you have it. And you got your little antenna here. We'll finish it off like always with a little bit of super glue on the head, and that'll be it. Before I do that, I will once again kind of show you what this is going to look like. If I can keep from knocking everything off. And I can't, so we'll just leave that there for now. Actually, I'm going to cut a little bit of this too. All right, it's got some stragglers, but we will leave it for now, work all that out later. All right, there you have it. Can't really see that good. The purple is kind of turned to black in this, but anyway, that's it. We are definitely going to have to do some trimming on this thing. All right, that's it. That is your crawfish, crabby type fly patterns that will work for redfish and other things like bass. I mean, there's so much that actually eat crawfish, so if you're kind of going with mimicking that, you're you have a lot of options for fish that you can catch with that. And then obviously redfish will eat this as well. All right, there you have it. I'm knocking down mic and everything else. Again, thank you guys for watching, all those who tuned in. Again, this is just a way for me to keep the try to keep the channel going while I'm recovering from back surgery. Update on that, I have an appointment in February, kind of the beginning of February, and that's when he's going to tell me if I'm being released without restrictions, which would mean I could get back on the water and fishing. I'm hoping it happens in February, because if it does, I may be able to catch the end of our winter fishing, our clear water here. Anyway, stay tuned, because if that happens, you can guarantee you, as soon as I am able, I will be back on the water almost immediately, and we'll put some of these flies to work for us. We'll go hook into some redfish. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Again, I hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And until next time, we'll see ya.